Going on, everyone? Just going to do just a quick overview on the collection center, especially for some of the newer players, and maybe there's a couple questions maybe I can answer just by just pointing some stuff out. But your collection center is a very important tool to being able to do extra, what it says, collections. And so basically, what's happening is you are going to go to other players and you are going to steal some of their collections from them. Yes, literally, that's what you're doing, is stealing. And so, one of the big topics about this is how do we use this? And a big way to start this out is just going to your loot and seeing who you can go and steal from. Now, you do have an opponent and you do have a foe that you can go to. And generally, what happens with the foe is somebody that's already taken from you, versus an opponent is generally somebody new that you're taking from. So it's always a good idea to get with a good team or a good legion, because this legion can generally help you out with the elusive diamonds and some of the bigger collections. And so the main goal for the collection, again, is looking for those diamonds. Now, don't get me wrong, everything else is very important, but if you can get with a good legion that is sharing the diamonds, that is generally one of the biggest goals out of this. But just a big tip from me. One thing that I learned is the bigger your collection center. So if you can see there, I'm at level 33. And I noticed something quite a long time ago. And if I was a newer player or a player that hasn't gone past 30, I would suggest to stop, because the higher you get, the less likely you're going to see the diamonds. Now, maybe it's just me, and hopefully somebody else is having a higher success rate with this. But for me, the higher I got, the less diamonds that I was able to find. And so, if I go into my collection center at level 33, you can see all the stuff that I can acquire. It seems like more might be better, but at the same time, I'm telling you guys, after I got to 28 and to 30, I rarely see a diamond to share with the team. It just, I can't explain that enough. And again, if somebody else is having good success being in a higher, please, let me know in a comment. But you can see right here on my level 34 and on my level 33, it says diamond level 4. And I tell you what, I've never seen a diamond level 4. I've never seen a collection for 4 diamonds since I got past, especially level 30. So if I was playing this again and I knew what I know now, don't update your collection center. Don't. Stay within the 20s and under, I would say 28, and keep collecting the diamonds. And again, if somebody else is having success, please let me know. But that's just kind of a huge tip from me to you. And so what you're looking at again is uh, my collections that others can steal from me. This is what I have out here. And if you're not getting people stealing from you, that could be kind of a bad thing to a degree, because again, so let's go like this. Let's go to loot. You want more options. And so by getting more options, you want people to actually steal from you, even though that doesn't seem like it's the right thing, but it really is. And so, as you can see, I opened up my collections in front of you guys, and what don't you see? Diamonds. Again, diamonds. And so, a lot of times for me, at where I'm at, the pilot cards, uh, any of the badges, stars, 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 guys. Collect your stars. If you see the stars, especially, 5 stars in there, get those for sure. To me, they're just as valuable as a diamond in their own right, because the stars are super hard to get. You're always needing a star to upgrade something, and there is a big lack of stars in the game. So, go after your stars, and And the way you use this is this is lootable. So we'll go to this opponent's page, and there is training guides for your pilots, and to me those are pretty important. I will grab these anytime I see them, and I'm going to give you guys another little tip here. Let's say you have 16 pulls, from collections, and sometimes you just think, hey, I need to race through these. I got a whole bunch of opponents, and let me just kind of, get through this real quickly. And so let me just do 2 on this. And to me, it's a pretty big mistake. I've noticed a few little kind of weird things with the collection center personally, that if I just do 2s on a lot of these items and I leave the collection center and I come back, I will notice that half of the collections are not there that I collected. And some of the stuff that I collect, I know there's nobody really going after it. So I don't know if there's a little glitch to it or what, but me personally, I put a minimum of 4 onto a collection, a minimum. And something that is as light as this for your ships to carry, I might even do an auto select, and I might even sit here to ensure that 30 seconds. I mean, this ensures that I actually get this collection, but it just seems like, again, whenever I put low ships on items that I know others aren't really going after, I don't get those collections. And so I noticed if I do put more than 2 ships, it's 4 or 5, I'm generally going to get it. But I also noticed something else, and this is just kind of a tip too. Let's let that go. And so I did get that, and there's my reward. Now, this is going to be weird, and maybe it's just me. But whenever I go out of my collection, let's just say I have a bunch of stuff being collected, and some of them are 5, 6 minutes. It seems like if I go in early to look at that collection, I lose all of that collection. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it just really seems like if I don't time it right to go back in to look if I got the collection, that I actually lose those. And so, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but, I kind of stopped again just using 2 ships. I'm generally going to put a mandatory of 4 on there, and it seems to be a whole heck of a lot more successful. Sometimes more without collecting more, meaning if I have 8 moves and I put 2 to each 8 moves, there's a good chance I'm not going to get half that. But if I put 4, and even if I don't hit all 8, that's okay. I would rather just ensure that I get my collection. Now, there's also a way to share with your team. I don't know if there's anything cool, again, in my collection. There's never anything really cool in my collection at level 33. Again, ever since I went past 30, it's just been crap. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So let me see if I can share something with the team just so that you guys can see it, and some of the newer players that might be experiencing a little questions or how do I do this. So here is some modules that to me are pretty important too. I go after the modules, I go after the stars, and depending on what you're going after, it can be important to you. But I'm gonna go loot this, and let's just say I put 2 on here just for example, and that's maybe all I had. Again, I don't recommend doing it that way, but right here, if you click onto this, you're going to see you can do request, and with that request, here's a huge tip to everybody. Put a 0 value on that. So if you have team members that are willing to help you out, and they might be, just a little bit lower level, if you put a cap on some of this, some of your teammates may not be able to help you out. So me personally, I will never put a cap, and always a 0, just to get as many of the team members a chance to come help me out. I think that's more important than putting a cap and maybe that one player sees it. So you're going to have more of an option of players being able to help you at the 0 mark here. So I'm going to hit a request, that goes into basically your Legion's chat room. That's where everybody can see, okay, well, he's requesting help. Then they can go in and let me see if I can show you guys just real quick here. So if we go into the Legion, here I am right here. And so, okay, so I went to go help one of my other teammates, and you can see it had already expired. They had already pulled it. But there is my request to the team, just as they're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing, just sharing something like that. But as the example, this goes into your Legion, and this is where they can go and help you. Now, the other thing about it is, let's just say I had some ships out. I got some of my ships back, and that was a diamond for me helping one of my teammates. So look out for your teammates, because if you got a good Legion and they're sharing those diamonds, boy, those can add up, and that's the real nature of this game. You guys want to collect those diamonds, so get with a really good team and make sure your teammates are kind of helping out, and that could be pretty important. But here I was able to go back. You can see I'm still collecting, but here's another thing you can do. Okay, let's just say I got some of my ships back, and now I can change my actual team. Now I can auto select it, or I can put individual ships in there that I want. But just for example, I am going to confirm, and that is going to speed up my time. So the more ships I have on that, the faster it's going to pull versus somebody possibly stealing that from me. So yeah, pretty easy for the most part. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to completely figure this out. The other thing is, here's a list. So let's just say you have 4 or 5 different members you're helping, and again, one of them drops off and you only had a couple of ships to help them out. You can come in here and see who you're tugging with and maybe adjust some of your ships, but I'm not helping anybody out right now, so it's not the best example. But this is the list where, again, if you have multiple teammates that you're helping out, that you can go in there and kind of monitor and change things around. And of course, let's just say you have a crappy list and you're not getting anybody to pull from you. So I don't have too bad of a list, but right here, if you're not getting opponents and you don't have any opponents, it generally means you really have a really bad pull that nobody wants. And you want to entice your opponents to come in so that you can start taking from them, so you can change some of these around. And so let's just get rid of some of the stars as an example. I'll just do a few of these. And so I am going to just go ahead and refresh this. I'll spin the diamonds just to show you guys. And look, it actually shows a diamond. Somebody's going to come to my collection center to grab that diamond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, one thing that you can do is you can steal from your own collection, and you can. Oh, it's not going to let me. Let me see. Auto select. Now, what you can do from your own, since I have a diamond sitting there, this can be beneficial to my team. I'd rather my team have it than an enemy, so I'm going to request help. I'm going to keep it at 0 like I told you guys, and that is going to go back to my team. And you can see there's the request right there. And of course, nobody's going to help me with my crappy one that I'm showing you guys, but I'm sure somebody's going to jump in onto that 1 diamond. But that's how you can share even from your own collection. If you don't want somebody else to have it and you want to share it with your team, yes, you can take your own collection and share it. So pretty cool tip right there. Let's go back to the collections. Pretty easy for the most part, guys. Opponent versus foe. You guys understand it now. And, just have fun and look for the diamonds. Stay under that 30. I'm telling you guys, stay under the 28. and you'll get a bigger pull of diamonds. And maybe that's just me again, but I rarely see the diamonds unless it's coming out of my own collection at the level that I'm at. So hopefully this helps a little bit. And if you guys have any tips or just anything to add to this, please leave a comment in my YouTube video comment section. And I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you have a video or an idea that you might need help with, please leave a comment on that also. And that's what it's about, just kind of helping each other out, trying to figure out the game better, figuring out better tips. And again, last but least, just have fun, guys.